working on location and have to have a travel light, you can't have it all when it comes to lighting control. But you have to have light. You need to be able to control it. What you need is something like the equivalent of a Swiss Army knife for lighting. I think the Godox TT685II is all of that. It's definitely small and light. It's about the same size as the Canon 600EX2, but the price is not the same size for sure, and you know I'm all about that. I am going to review the features of this flash that matter to me and what I use to show you how it can help you with your flash photography. Let's get started. I recently did an unboxing video of this flash. This video is going to cover 8 things about this flash that matter to me. I'm going to be doing this from the perspective of a portrait photographer who uses flash for probably 98% of my work. So I use flash day in and day out, and I'm going to talk about it from the perspective of the things that matter to me. This will be a feature overview video. In future videos, I'll show the flash being used in sessions. What I won't be covering here are a few features sort of like high-speed sync. I don't use it myself, so I'm not going to try and review it here. I'm going to link some videos that go into a lot more detail about my flash technique at the end of this video to see how I actually use flash. So if you want to take what you learn here to the next step, I would definitely check those videos out. Let's get into it. First, it comes with this diffuser that would slip over the top of the flash like this. The silver would actually allow the flash to be directional and as well as diffuse around the area. I think that's really good. The other thing it comes with is a set of gels. If you're not familiar with this way of doing gels, it's a little clunky, and I've just got the gels pulled out of this little storage pouch. They push in here, they're really tight, so I didn't want to put them all the way in. But how this works, and they give you a piece of Velcro for it. If you want colored flash, this would wrap around the head of the flash like this. The Velcro would go around it, and you would slide the colored gels in this little slit right here. I think it's really cool that this flash actually comes with that. Let's first look at how they compare size-wise. That's the Canon 580EX2. They are really close. The first thing I want to point out, though, is that the mounting shoe on both flashes is different. The Godox mounting shoe has a different locking system. Over time, my Canon flash has worked loose and caused some intermittent flash. Now, I've had this flash a number of years, so that might be fair. Okay, so let's power up the flash. It does take 4 AA batteries, by the way. Okay, so here's where it's very similar. It has a very loud beep. I'll probably going to have to find a way to turn that off. It's very similar to the Canon in the way it does modes. You can cycle through the modes, multi-flash, ETTL, manual. I love that. It's one click to do that. That's really important. To change the power on manual, just do that, and then you are turning the knob, right? This is assuming you're using the flash in control of the camera, which is probably not often how I'm going to do it. To set the power, you would leave it that way. Okay, probably one of the most common uses I will have for this flash is as a slave that is going to be controlled by this guy on my camera, as you've seen from previous videos. So how do we get them to talk to each other? So from manual mode, you click this button once, twice, and now you're in the settings for group and channel. The first button is group, which I have set to D. I'm on group D. So when you look at this one, I'm also looking at group D. And to set the channel is channel 13, which I've already set. So now when I trigger my on-camera trigger, it fires this flash. You can see it's firing. I don't know if you can see it. It's very fast right now. I've got it set to ultra low power. But group and channel match. So this flash now becomes a slave that I can use as an off-camera flash. Okay, so now I have the flash mounted on the camera. my EOS R, and I've got it set in ETTL mode. This is just out the box, put the flash on the camera in automatic, and let's look at how it's tracking. So the first thing I want to check is it is tracking the zoom of the lens. This is a Canon flash, so it is perfectly tracking the zoom on the lens. I've just got it pointed into an ugly corner of the studio just to check it out. I have done no adjustments. I set an ISO that was just sort of reasonable. Let's check an exposure. Okay, it's well lit. The histogram says it's well lit. For me, if I was to look at it as an exposure, it's kind of hot. So let's say I wanted to turn the flash down. So all I've got to do is hit this adjustment, and I'll say, well, I'll bring it down a stop. Set it. Fire. And to me, that's a little more pleasing. The histogram might be off to the side, but I think it works. The main function for which it's supposed to work, ETTL, I just put it on the camera, turned it on, zoom in and out, and it is exposing as if it had a Canon flash. Mission accomplished. Now, I would almost never use this flash, or really any flash, without some sort of modifier. So what I've done is I've attached the enclosed diffuser. The black side has foil on the inside, so it's facing away to the subject, and light can come out of the top and all the way around the room for a more even upper and slightly focused forward flash. What you can do, I haven't shown this yet, is you can simply turn the head like that if you want to redirect the flash. That certainly moves the light this way as I turn the head. So the head can turn this way and it can tilt up and down. Again, just like the Canon flash, there are better diffusers out there, but when it comes free with the flash, why not give it a try? Okay, now I've taken the flash off the camera, put it on a stand, and put my trigger on the camera. We are still totally in automatic mode. This is ETTL. The only thing you have to coordinate is that the group and channel here is the same as the group and channel there on ETTL. But when you snap the picture, the flash compensates, does proper exposure. Again, all as expected, as if it was a Canon flash. Loving it. Okay, and now here is the mode I will most often use this flash. It is off camera, manual power adjustment from camera position. As you can see, if you watch this flash, turn the light on, as I'm adjusting power, this power is changing. So I kind of eyeballed it a few seconds ago, and this is about the power to get a decent exposure here. So again, really it's so simple. It's working exactly as expected. It's really just doing everything I expected it to do as an off-camera wireless flash. So if I were starting over today, I'm going to be honest with you. I would get two of these instead of getting one Canon 600EX2. I'm just being honest. The Canons are great flashes, and mine have served me well for many years. I'm not slamming Canon by any means. Their stuff is great. But as a beginner, if you're just starting into flash, getting two of these is less than half the price of one Canon 600EX2. You can throw in a trigger, have a system of two flashes plus a trigger, and still be less than the cost of one Canon. For someone just starting out, that's just a no-brainer to me. If you are new to flash or just want to learn more about how to use flash in your photography, check out the videos I've got linked here. They will help you out. Hey, until the next video, thanks for watching. Cheers.